Hello, everyone. Semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Today, we're going to talk about it being over. I am done with the experiment of the blue blocking glasses. I will update you on that later on in the video. First, I want to say welcome to all the new people. If you're discovering me for the first time, thank you for being here. I'm very glad you're here. Feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe. They're both absolutely free. Even hit the dislike button if you want to. That's okay too. Any interaction with the channel helps me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 60 years old and basically spent the first 58 years of my life in absolute misery, sinking slower and slower into bad health. The day before my 59th birthday, I started the carnivore diet. And you can go back and watch some of my other videos to find out exactly everything that's happened to me in the last year and a couple of months. But I do want to say welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and drop down in the comments. Say hi, Bob. I know green shirt against that green background, not the greatest choice for today, but that's what I've got on. Sorry. I have limited number of things that fit right now. I do still need to buy some more clothes. That's one of the side effects of losing more than 150 pounds in a year. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. Thank you so much for spending just a little bit of your day with me. And as always, if you have any questions for me directly, you can always send them to my email address at SemiRetiredBob@yahoo.com. The first subject that I wanted to talk about today is I think we're winning, folks. I really do think we're winning. If you go back and look at many of the influencers, say from the other side of the aisle, up until about 2 months ago, there were a few of them taking shots at carnivore influencers, but for the most part, they were merrily going along their way, talking about their diet, the benefits they seem to get from their diet, how to start their diet, what supplements you need to take, basically all of the things and doing that. But, over the last couple of months, I've really noticed a huge uptick in those influencers challenging the carnivore diet. And why is that? Why would they suddenly just start attacking the carnivore way of life, bringing more attention to it? Well, they're trying to debunk the carnivore lifestyle, even though there's no science anywhere in the literature, as Professor K would say, to support one or the other. All we have is anecdotal evidence. And the anecdotal evidence is quite clear among the majority of people that have switched from a standard American diet to a carnivore diet. Most of those people have seen vast improvements in their health. Just vast improvements. There have been those on the other side of the aisle that also see big improvements. And I believe that's from, anytime you switch out of the standard American diet and you take the seed oils out of your diet, you take the grains out of your diet, and well, of course, vegans aren't taking grains out of their diet, but they're taking all the processed food out of their diet. And they're trying to eat, well, most of them are. Some of them, there are still some vegan influencers out there that'll tell you that Oreos are vegan. And technically they are. But yeah, I think we're having an impact because those influencers are now almost to a person attacking the carnivore way of life, which means they're spending all their time attacking us and not talking about the virtues of their way of life. And I think that's a sign that we are having an impact. We are no longer this small little group of outliers that is an annoyance that can be ignored, I believe there is now a concerted effort to try and debunk the carnivore diet, even though it can't be done. Of course, they're going to talk about all the dumb stuff. Well, what about vitamin C? Where are you going to get your vitamin C? Well, as it turns out, if you're not dumping sugar into your system, we only need nanograms of vitamin C, a very small amount, and meat has vitamin C in it. What about fiber? You got to have fiber. Well, no, actually, you don't. And we have one study by Dr. Paul Mason and a couple others that show quite clearly. Now, again, it's not cause and effect because it wasn't a lockdown, but when you have every single person in the no fiber group saying that their symptoms of idiopathic constipation have gone away and all the other groups got worse, that's pretty strong evidence. It's not cause and effect because you can't make that kind of claim. Now we need bigger studies with more subjects rather than the N equals 64. Perhaps we try it again with an N equals 6,400. So an N equals 64 is very small, but an N equals, say, 6,400 would have a little bit more impact. And if the results stay the same, then perhaps, we could start getting bigger studies funded from there. I don't know how studies are funded. I know they're expensive, but it's more research that needs to be done. But no, we don't need fiber, and on and on and on. They will go on with the same tired arguments about everything. And none of them hold water. They have no science to back them up. If you go back and look at my interview with Charger Mopar, Mr. Rick Rodriguez, that I put out just a few days ago, I mean, not only did he try the vegan experiment and had very bad results, you can watch that, but other than that, for the most part, he's been a carnivore for almost 40 years, which debunks the whole not sustainable thing as well. So, but anyway, the whole point of this is that they have been making a combined effort to attack us, which I think is good because it's just bringing more eyeballs onto the carnivore space. And surely somebody besides me notices that all of a sudden, all of the influencers from the other side of the aisle are not spending their time talking about their way of eating. They're spending their time talking about our way of eating. I just found that amusing and a little telling that, yes, we are winning. Now, I do want to talk about these blue blockers that I've got. I left them over there on my counter, so I can't show them to you. There is a link down in the description. But I think the combination of blue blockers and getting out, I've already been out this morning to stand in the sunshine in my bare feet on the ground and let my eyes without glasses soak up the sunlight. I think all of it combines to help quite a bit. And I have been sleeping very well. I think there's something to this because I've been religiously wearing them as the sun goes down at night. I've been putting the blue blockers on. And when I get up in the morning, first thing I do while my coffee is brewing is I go outside and I stand in the sun in my bare feet. Then I take my first cup of coffee back outside. So I'm getting a good solid half hour to 40 minutes in the sun, just standing around in my bare feet, letting the sun hit my eyes. And for the last couple of weeks, with a couple of little exceptions, I'm sleeping a lot better than I ever have. So I'm going to call the blue block experiment a success. Remember, individual results may vary, and do your own looking and deciding, but I do have a pair of blue block glasses down in my Amazon links description. You're welcome to go check that out. But I'm going to have to call the blue block experiment a success. Don't forget, coming up very soon, 27th of July, we're having a get-together up at the miniature golf course. Send me an email at the email address scrolling along the bottom of the screen if you think you might be able to make it. I need a count to see how many burgers I'm going to need. As of right now, I'm not going to need very many because it looks like only 4 or 5 people are going to show up. But we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people are last-minute planners, so I'm not going to actually have a registration deadline until just a couple of days before. Probably the Friday before, so that the Saturday before I can go out and buy the burgers. And then after that, if you show up, you're welcome to come, but you're going to have to bring your own burgers to throw on the grill as well, because I'm only going to have enough for the people that are registered and a few extras. We'll see how it goes, but that's coming up on the 27th. That's what I've got for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.